When you grow old, embrace a slow life, spend less, and be happier. Growing older brings many blessings, wisdom, perspective, and a chance to focus on what truly matters. After a lifetime of working, striving, and often putting others first, this chapter of life invites a slower pace, a gentler approach, and a newfound freedom to choose simplicity over the busyness that once filled your days. This shift offers an opportunity to embrace a life that isn't driven by the need to acquire, achieve, or consume, but by something far more lasting, a sense of peace and purpose. In this journey, there are 6 guiding principles to help you find contentment, joy, and connection. Embracing a slower life, spending less, and focusing on what brings genuine happiness may feel unfamiliar, but it can be one of the most rewarding transitions of your life. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Acknowledge the pressure of consumerism and step away from it. In today's world, consumerism is woven into nearly every aspect of daily life. From the commercials that fill our screens to the advertisements that line our roads, we're surrounded by the message that happiness and fulfillment can be found in the things we buy and own. It's easy to believe that satisfaction lies in acquiring the next better item, a larger TV, a more advanced phone, or even another item for the home. This narrative of more is better has been carefully constructed, encouraging people to equate self-worth and identity with the things they possess. However, after years of this cycle, we may find ourselves wondering, does all this consumption truly lead to a more fulfilling life? As we grow older, a profound realization often comes into focus. The things that have truly brought us joy and meaning in life aren't things at all. They are memories, connections, and simple moments of peace and presence. Experiences like holding a loved one's hand, watching a sunset, or sharing a laugh with a close friend become priceless. These are not things you can purchase. They are experiences that can be cultivated with time and attention, yet they hold a value that far surpasses anything money can buy. Stepping away from the pressures of consumerism doesn't mean rejecting all comforts or conveniences. Rather, it is a gentle decision to prioritize what truly matters over the temporary thrill of acquiring new things. When we take a step back from this constant drive to consume, we begin to notice just how much of our lives have been shaped by it. And this recognition gives us the power to decide how we want to shape our days moving forward. By choosing to spend less and to live more simply, we make space for what brings genuine contentment. We learn that happiness can be found in the familiar and the lasting, not in the fleeting pleasure of a new purchase. Instead of constantly seeking out the next must-have item, we can focus on nurturing relationships, spending time in nature, and enjoying the quiet, precious moments that might otherwise go unnoticed. For many, this transition brings a sense of freedom, like stepping out of a busy crowd and into the calm of a quiet path. Without the weight of consumer pressures, we find that we have more time, more mental space, and a greater ability to appreciate the simple gifts life offers each day. 2. Simplify your surroundings, a lesson in letting go. As we accumulate years, we also accumulate possessions, mementos from trips, gifts from loved ones, useful tools, and perhaps more than a few items that once seemed essential. Over time, our surroundings begin to reflect a lifetime of experiences, preferences, and phases. Each object holds a story, a memory, or a reason for being there. Yet, as comforting as it can be to be surrounded by familiar items, these objects can also create a surprising sense of weight. We might find ourselves feeling tied down by our belongings, needing to manage, clean, and maintain them all. This can feel more burdensome as we age, as though we're carrying not just our years, but every possession we've gathered along the way. The process of simplifying is not about erasing the past or discarding memories. Rather, it's about curating our lives to make room for what we need and love most in this stage. When we thoughtfully let go of items that no longer serve us, we create space, physical, mental, and emotional. A more streamlined environment brings clarity and peace, allowing us to truly enjoy the things that remain. It's a way of honoring the present moment and letting go of past versions of ourselves that we no longer need to hold on to. Starting small can make this process feel manageable. Begin with one drawer, one closet, or one shelf, looking at each item with fresh eyes and asking, does this still bring me joy? Is it useful to me now? As we make decisions about each item, we're not only clearing our homes, but we're also engaging in a process of self reflection. It can be deeply moving to recognize how our values and needs have evolved. The items we once thought indispensable may no longer hold the same importance, while others take on greater significance. Through this process, we let go of the weight of the unnecessary, and in doing so, we lighten our spirits. The sense of freedom that comes from decluttering is often unexpected. With fewer things demanding our attention, our homes become places of calm rather than clutter. Each item left behind holds meaning, earning its place and allowing us to feel truly at ease. Simplifying our surroundings can also open up new possibilities for how we use our space. It may become easier to move around, to host family gatherings, or simply to enjoy the stillness of a well loved corner. As we let go, we're not erasing the past. We're embracing the present and creating a home that reflects who we are now. Simplifying is a lesson in understanding what truly matters, and through it, we gain a profound sense of freedom. This choice to live with less is, ultimately, a gift we give ourselves, a way to focus on the richness of experiences, relationships, and peace of mind rather than the weight of belongings. In choosing simplicity, we gain a deeper connection to ourselves and to the life that surrounds us, filled with space to breathe and appreciate each day. 3. Rethink the idea of value. Spend wisely and thoughtfully. In a world that often equates worth with wealth, we're constantly encouraged to spend, sometimes beyond our means and frequently beyond our true needs. Advertisements tell us that spending is the way to find happiness, fulfillment, and success. But as we age, we come to understand that value is not simply about price tags or brand names. True value is about what genuinely enhances our lives, enriches our days, and brings comfort, peace, or joy. Spending wisely means looking beyond the surface and understanding what truly holds meaning and purpose. At this stage of life, we often have a clearer sense of what we truly need and what brings us joy. Gone are the days when the latest gadget or trend held much appeal. Now, value may mean investing in what enhances our well-being, our comfort, and our connections with others. It may be as simple as buying a quality blanket that brings warmth during cold nights, or a comfortable chair where we can read or sit quietly. When we think of spending wisely, it's not about deprivation, it's about intentionally choosing what brings true fulfillment into our lives. Spending thoughtfully is also an act of self-care. It allows us to pause and consider our own needs rather than being swept up in what others or society might think we need. It's a way of honoring ourselves, trusting that we know what will serve us best. Perhaps that's a good meal shared with friends, a class to learn something new, or a simple item that will make daily tasks a little easier. By choosing with intention, each purchase becomes meaningful rather than simply another item on a shelf. The beauty of this approach is that over time, it lessens the urge to buy for the sake of buying. We no longer seek the fleeting rush that comes from a new purchase, but instead seek satisfaction in things that truly serve us and bring joy. The decision to spend wisely allows us to create a life that feels richer, not because of the quantity of things, but because of the quality of our choices. This shift to thoughtful spending isn't about denying ourselves, but about honoring what we truly need and value. With each careful choice, we shape a life that reflects our deeper values, one that brings a quiet sense of fulfillment and peace. This, in itself, is a new kind of wealth, one not based on accumulation, but on intention and appreciation. Embracing this approach can lead to a more meaningful, less cluttered life, where each item serves a purpose. Each dollar spent adds real value, and each day feels genuinely enriched by the choices we've made. 4. Discover the joy of free or low cost activities. As we grow older, the beauty of simplicity often becomes more apparent, and we begin to understand that the most fulfilling moments are often the simplest. Activities that are free or low cost can bring a profound sense of joy and contentment, reminding us that true pleasure doesn't come with a price tag. The act of slowing down allows us to reconnect with the basics of life, with the world around us, and with the passions that may have been set aside during our busiest years. Spending time in nature, for instance, can be a deeply restorative experience. A walk in the park, a quiet sit under a tree, or a stroll through a garden offers a chance to appreciate life's natural beauty. Nature has a way of grounding us, reminding us of the rhythms and cycles that continue, regardless of our daily concerns. The rustling of leaves, the warmth of the sun, or the simple sight of a bird soaring can spark a sense of wonder and peace, reminding us of life's simple but profound joys. Even if you can't travel far, sitting outside in your own yard or by an open window brings the benefits of fresh air, sunlight, and a connection to the wider world. At home, low-cost activities can become cherished rituals. Reading, for example, opens new worlds and new perspectives. It's a way to keep the mind engaged, to travel to distant places, or to learn something new, all from the comfort of a familiar chair. Gardening, too, is a beautiful, grounding activity that brings life and growth right to our doorstep. Whether you're tending a small plant on a windowsill or cultivating a full garden, watching something grow under your care can be immensely fulfilling. It's a reminder of our own growth, of patience, and of nurturing the life around us. For many, this stage of life can also be an opportunity to rediscover creative pursuits. Knitting, painting, writing, or even cooking can become forms of expression, ways to connect with yourself and with others. These activities don't require much in terms of money, yet they bring a wealth of satisfaction. Sharing a homemade dish with family, writing a letter to an old friend, or painting a picture to hang on your wall brings a sense of accomplishment and joy that money simply can't buy. Connecting with others through free or low-cost gatherings can also be incredibly rewarding. Spending time with friends or family, sharing stories, and laughing together enriches our days in ways that no purchase can match. It reminds us of the bonds we share, of the importance of companionship, and of the joy found in simple conversations. Whether it's a phone call, a shared meal, or a visit to a nearby spot you both enjoy, these moments bring a warmth that lingers far longer than any material item. Choosing to engage in these free or low-cost activities doesn't mean we are settling for less. In fact, it often means we are discovering more. We're uncovering the layers of life that can be overlooked in a fast-paced, consumer-driven world. These activities invite us to be present, to savor each moment, and to find beauty in the everyday. Through these small, meaningful choices, we build a life rich in experiences rather than things, a life filled with simple joys that don't fade or lose their value over time. In these moments, we often find that the true wealth in life lies not in what we spend, but in how fully we live. The joy of free or low-cost activities is a reminder that life's truest pleasures are often found in the quiet, gentle moments where we connect with ourselves, our loved ones, and the world around us. 5. Embrace the rewards of a lifestyle outside the mainstream. Choosing a life that's slower, simpler, and less focused on material gain often means stepping away from the expectations that society places on us. Our culture tends to celebrate acquisition, constant activity, and the pursuit of more, but as we grow older, the desire for those things may begin to fade. Instead, there can emerge a quiet longing for something different, something deeper and more meaningful. Embracing a lifestyle outside the mainstream can be a transformative experience, one that brings rewards not readily visible to others, but profoundly felt within. Living outside the mainstream often invites reflection, as it asks us to consider what truly matters to us, independent of society's values. This shift in perspective can help us see with greater clarity not only the world around us, but also the person we are within it. We begin to let go of external measures of success, titles, wealth, or possessions, and focus instead on inner measures of well being, peace, fulfillment, and purpose. With this change comes a newfound freedom to live life on our terms in ways that feel true to who we are now rather than who we were expected to be. This lifestyle choice may mean that our days look different from those of our peers. Rather than seeking out the latest trends or filling our schedules with constant activities, we may find ourselves drawn to solitude, to nature, or to time spent with close friends and family. There is immense value in slowing down, in moving through the world with intention and calm rather than rushing from one experience to the next. Instead of following a hurried path, we begin to appreciate the richness of each moment as it unfolds. Choosing to live outside the mainstream doesn't mean withdrawing from the world. It means engaging with it in a way that honors our own values. It may be difficult at times, as our choices might feel out of sync with society's prevailing ideals. We might notice others constantly striving for more, perhaps measuring success by what they own or the busy lives they lead. But by remaining true to our chosen path, we begin to cultivate a kind of inner strength, a quiet confidence that reassures us we're living in alignment with what genuinely matters to us. The rewards of this path are often subtle, but deeply fulfilling. There is a profound contentment that comes from living authentically, from valuing experiences and relationships over possessions and appearances. Over time, these choices create a life that feels deeply rooted, like a sturdy tree that bends with the wind but remains grounded. The joy of this lifestyle lies in its honesty, in the richness of each simple day, and in the knowledge that we are no longer defined by society's fleeting standards, but by our own enduring sense of purpose and peace. Embracing this lifestyle also invites a sense of community with others who value a similar approach to life. We may find that by stepping away from the mainstream, we open ourselves to connections that feel more genuine and meaningful. Whether it's through shared interests, quiet gatherings, or simply an understanding smile, these relationships are often built on mutual respect and a shared appreciation for life's quieter joys. Ultimately, choosing a life outside the mainstream is not a rejection of society, but a gentle acceptance of who we are and what brings us happiness. It's a choice to focus on the quality of life, not the quantity of things. In doing so, we discover that there's a beauty in standing apart, in choosing simplicity over extravagance, and in finding value in experiences that are both profound and timeless. The rewards of this path may not be as visible to the world, but they are felt deeply, bringing peace, purpose, and a quiet, lasting joy that fills each day with meaning. 6. Find true happiness beyond temporary pleasures. One of the most profound lessons of aging is realizing that happiness is not the same as pleasure. In our younger years, we're often swept up in the excitement of new experiences, things, and achievements, believing they hold the key to lasting joy. Yet, as time passes, we start to understand that these moments of pleasure, though enjoyable, are fleeting. They offer a brief surge of excitement, a new purchase, a thrilling event,
or an anticipated milestone, but once they pass, the emptiness returns, urging us to chase the next high. True happiness, however, is something far deeper, and it doesn't fade when the initial thrill wears off. It is steady, enduring, and built over time through intention, gratitude, and presence. True happiness is found in the moments we live fully, without the need to reach for something else. It is found in the warmth of a familiar morning routine, the quiet satisfaction of a day well spent, and the deep contentment of being with loved ones. Unlike pleasure, which depends on external circumstances, happiness arises from within, growing stronger as we cultivate a life centered around what truly matters. It is not about what we acquire, but about what we nurture: our relationships, our health, our sense of peace. This kind of happiness doesn't require us to seek. Instead, it invites us to savor what we already have, to be present in each moment, and to appreciate the beauty of a simpler, slower life. As we journey through the later stages of life, finding happiness beyond temporary pleasures becomes not just possible, but also essential. We learn that life's most meaningful joys come from the connections we share, the acts of kindness we extend, and the memories we cherish. Each small gesture, whether it's a heartfelt conversation, a shared laugh, or a quiet moment of gratitude, contributes to a reservoir of happiness that sustains us. These are the experiences that remain with us, growing richer with time, becoming touchstones we can return to long after the moment has passed. Living for true happiness also means letting go of the need to constantly search for external satisfaction. By releasing the habit of seeking happiness through consumption, we free ourselves from the pressures and disappointments of constantly chasing after something more. Instead, we find joy in simply being present, in cultivating patience, kindness, and gratitude, and in embracing the ordinary moments that might otherwise go unnoticed. This choice doesn't mean we won't experience moments of pleasure. Rather, it allows us to enjoy them without relying on them as our source of fulfillment. In discovering happiness beyond temporary pleasures, we cultivate a life that feels whole and complete, a life that isn't defined by what we acquire, but by the peace we carry within. We learn to cherish each day as it is, to see value in the simple act of waking up, breathing deeply, and living fully. This kind of happiness isn't subject to change or loss. It becomes a steady presence, one that supports us through life's ups and downs and remains with us no matter where our journey leads. Ultimately, true happiness is a quiet, profound satisfaction that doesn't demand more, but finds contentment in less. It is a form of inner wealth that cannot be bought or taken away, a feeling of being at home with oneself and at peace with life. In embracing this happiness, we come to understand that life's most precious treasures are not found in things, but in the steady, simple joys that fill our days with meaning, connection, and grace.
Finding true wealth in a life of simplicity and presence. Choosing to live slowly and simply allows us to embrace each day with a sense of calm and gratitude. By letting go of the excess and focusing on what truly matters, we create a life rich in meaning, filled with purpose, and sustained by genuine happiness. This approach invites us to be fully present, savoring the beauty in everyday moments, whether it's the warmth of a morning sun, the joy of shared laughter, or the peace found in solitude. In this slower pace, we come to realize that the most valuable things in life can't be bought. They are experienced, cherished, and carried within. As we cultivate this lifestyle, we gain a profound sense of freedom from the pressures of consumerism, from the rush of modern life, and from the need for more. This is a life that reflects who we truly are, honoring both our journey and the wisdom we've gathered along the way. In the end, it's not about what we own, but how we live, how we love, and the moments we hold dear. By embracing a slower, simpler life, we find ourselves not only happier, but more connected to the world around us and more at peace within. This, perhaps, is the true wealth that enriches our lives and leaves us fulfilled. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.